Welcome into Studio 10 on this Tuesday. I'm Joe.
And I'm Jennifer. Chelsea has the morning off.
And we're starting with some news from Kansas City, so to speak.
Yes.
Ted Lasso is returning.
That's exactly right. And production is underway on season number 4.
So executive producer and star Jason Sudeikis is back, along with Jeremy Swift, Hannah Waddingham, and Juno Temple.
Apple TV released this first look photo and says that season 4 will feature Ted returning to Richmond to coach a women's soccer team.
That's an idea teased in the season 3 finale. So I don't want to get too much into the past if you haven't watched the show, but the KC Current is the women's team in Kansas City, and I feel like I thought I saw him wearing a KC Current jacket or something in the shot. So maybe that's the thing, is that he's returning to the States to take over, or maybe I saw him in a different production shot or something. So I think that might have something to do with that.
I was going to say KC Current, they were one of the first women's soccer teams to get a stadium, so now they have their own arena in Kansas City. Brittany Mahomes had a big portion in that, the wife of Patrick Mahomes, and I'm so excited for Ted Lasso. If you don't even know anything about soccer and the UK and how they do it, it's a fun show. You don't need to know anything about it. They do a great job of explaining it. Being someone from Kansas City, there's so many little Easter eggs in it. My favorite is looking at his t-shirts. He has his best friend makes t-shirts for him. One of them was all the big Kansas City barbecue places all smashed into one shirt. So I love Ted Lasso. It's great. I'm excited for this next season.
Yeah, Paul Rudd is not in Ted Lasso, but both he and Sudeikis are from the Kansas City area, which is why they have so many references to it. And now, perhaps the entire season will be based there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm excited for more of those people. He's also best friends with Eric Stonestreet, who's also from Kansas City. Selena Gomez has ties to Kansas City, so they're all doing stuff together. So curious to see if any cameos that might make an appearance.
A lot of KC cameos, perhaps. In movie news, Adria Arjona has a new leading role.
Variety reports the Andor and Hitman actress is set to star opposite Michael B. Jordan in reimagining of the romantic heist film, The Thomas Crown Affair.
Production is underway in London with the planned release date of March 5th, 2027. I don't think you watched Andor, right?
No.
She was great in Andor. She had a really complex role that had a lot of emotional draws from going through depression and substance use and all this sort of stuff, and she was fantastic. So yeah, she's an upcoming actress for sure, and now other people saw it too, as they're casting her in a lot more to come.
Are you familiar with the Thomas Crown Affair?
The original one with Pierce Brosnan? Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe this will make me aware of it.
It was one of the first films Pierce Brosnan transitioned to after he had been James Bond for a while, so it was cool. Lastly, about that actress, she's also in contention. A lot of people want her to be the new Wonder Woman with DC's new universe.
I could see it there.
Yeah.
I could see it. Well, someone has eaten the viral $6 million banana art again.
Mauricio Catalan's artwork, titled Comedian, is at a museum in France. It's exactly what it looks like: a real banana duct taped to a wall.
According to the museum, someone ate the fruit on July 12th. The security team acted quickly and reinstalled a fresh banana a few minutes later. The banana is replaced on a regular basis anyway, due to it being perishable.
Yeah, you don't want fruit flies at the museum. This was not the first time the artwork has been eaten. The most famous time was in 2019 when Kathleen unveiled Comedian at the Art Basel event in Miami, Florida.
A performance artist grabbed the banana from the wall, then began peeling and eating it in front of a crowd of attendees. So we talked about this on the later newscast yesterday. I think it was a publicity stunt. They're not pressing charges.
Right. It's the most ridiculous thing, though. Like, even if it's a publicity stunt to eat it as part of it, but you're telling me that's a $6 million piece of art?
Yeah. And especially, imagine how many bananas they just had to have on standby. And how many people this encouraged, like, let's go to the museum, let's go eat the banana. So that's why I think it was a stunt.
Chiquita.
Here we are 6 years later talking about it again.
In other news, an 11-year-old girl from Connecticut has soared to new heights and put her name in the record books.
Madison Herrick climbed Mount Frisell in Connecticut over the weekend, and with that, she now becomes the youngest female to hike the highest point in all the continuous U.S. states. 11-year-old Madison and her hiking partner, Dad, have been traveling the country, hitting the highest heights in every state. They saved their home state of Connecticut for last, with a group of about 30 friends and family traveling up the mountain with Madison to support her setting the record. Congratulations to Madison at 11 years old. What a feat there for the continuous U.S. Now curious to see if she's going to set her sights on the non-continuous U.S., make that trip to Hawaii. But right now, what we are going to be talking about is what's in the kitchen. And Joe, it smells amazing in here.
Yeah, we dropped that garlic in there, and you can smell that throughout the studio. It smells so good. But I want to get back to the bananas because we're going to work on that too.
We're going to do banana art today.
It's going to be a $6 million bananas
Absolutely,
Foster
I hope so, yeah.
on the show today. Lots of fun. All right, we are in the kitchen today with Mystic Catering, and this is Executive Chef Patrick. Good to see you once again, Patrick. Thanks so much for being here. We've got a lot to work on, the dessert, the bananas Foster, but also our pasta dishes. Tell us what we're working on.
Yeah, so we're doing some fun things today, we're going to make it so simple. We only need to remember a couple of numbers, 1 and 2.
Okay.
And we're going to build everything fresh right here in front. And this is something that you can do, like, you know, having a party at your house and you want to really impress somebody, you know, impress the people. And it looks so much more complicated than what it actually is.
Well, I can't wait to watch you put this all together. Like we mentioned, we've got that garlic sizzling away right there. So are you going to work on the Alfredo sauce first?
We're going to do the Alfredo sauce first.
Okay.
And we did 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of pureed garlic, and just let that cook down for a little bit. Get it shimmering, get the garlic. Don't let it brown too much. This is almost a little past, but it's still going to be good. We got 1 cup of heavy cream.
1, 1, and 1. I'm keeping track of your numbers here.
So what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the heat a little bit.
All right, while we're working on that, tell us a little bit about Mystic Catering, a newer endeavor for you guys, but offering a wide variety of catering options for all different sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been getting such great response, and especially, being here I guess this is about, I think, our 3rd time here doing Mystic, and we've had such great response. The emails are getting filled up.
Perfect.
We're booking years in advance right now. So, please hit us up. We have a new number that you can call. The licensing came through the other day. We're really excited about everything.
Great stuff. So we're going to have all that information for you online. But tell us a little bit about the plan for Mystic Catering. As I mentioned, you can cater anything from big to small, from corporate to private, all that sort of stuff.
Sure, absolutely. We want to be booking things that we can come and cook on site.
Right.
And we have all the equipment and the grills to come and cook on site. But if you need a luncheon, or if you need something simple, if you need something dropped off and delivered, it's going to be me or JJ or our buddy Tyler that y'all met the other week.
Great stuff. And I love the logo. It looks great. The colors, of course, paying homage to our area and
Absolutely.
Mardi Gras and the ties to that. So great stuff. So we've got our Alfredo kind of bubbling away here. That's our heavy cream.
So this has been about 1 minute that it reduces down, and you just let it go, and you really don't have to stir it too much or do anything. You just let it cook down and thicken up, and the next thing we're going to do is just add the cheese. So this is fresh grated Parmesan right here.
And the garlic was sizzling away in olive oil, correct? Or was that butter?
In olive oil. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of garlic.
Okay.
1 cup of cream, 1 cup of cheese.
Great stuff.
That's it.
All right, we've got a lot to work on throughout the show here today. What are these 3 things over here?
So we're going to do some different pastas. This one is so much fun because you can put it together so quick. But we also spent all night last night cooking down a good marinara or passata sauce. And we have a kind of southern twist on a pesto.
Ooh.
So it's made with pecans and cashews.
Nice. So we'll check that out later in the program. A lot of fun. Hey, if you have an event coming up, you need a caterer, give Mystic Catering a call. They'll be happy to help you out. Jen.
Well, coming up, I'm going to be talking more about your forecast and the heat that we're tracking out there. Plus, also, the annual Kids Day is coming up in Mobile County with lots of fun activities, plus free school supplies. Details on that is coming up on Studio 10 when we're back after this break. In today's Biz Bites, a major retailer is reportedly ending one of its popular perks. According to reports, Target is ending its price matching policy on July 28th. The policy guarantees the retailer will match prices for qualifying products that were sold for less on Amazon or Walmart. The reports say Target will only match in-store prices with Target.com prices if there is a drop within 14 days of purchase. Target's price matching policy began in 2013. Assigned seating is coming to Southwest. The airline says its first assigned seat flights will launch on January 27th of the next year. You can buy those tickets starting Tuesday, July 29th. Southwest says it will offer a standard legroom option along with a preferred seating, or you can choose extra legroom seats with more room to stretch out and get earlier access to bin space, extra snacks, and complimentary beverages. Not a fan of that one. Well, Coca-Cola is releasing a new drink with cane sugar. The soda will launch this fall and will be sold in addition to Coke's original product that uses high fructose corn syrup. The company revealed the news in its earnings report Tuesday, saying it's part of its, quote, ongoing innovation agenda. Some versions of Coca-Cola already use cane sugar, including its soda sold in Mexico. Shaking your head a little bit.
I'm a little confused. Like, so is it? I thought it was just going to be called Coca-Cola.
I thought it
with
was
cane
too.
sugar.
Yeah, so I guess that this one's going to be different.
Yeah,
They have two different products. I guess it's to test the waters before you fully dive in on it. Have you ever been to the World of Coke in Atlanta? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get to try all the different flavors there.
That's right. Some of them not so good.
No, some of them not so good, but it's fun.
Some are delicious. Some new country songs.
I'm sure I'll be listening to them.
You may listen to them as you're driving around with your windows up instead of down.
That AC blasting. I'm going to have another look at your forecast coming up.
And we're finishing things up in the kitchen. They are making a pasta Joe's way, I think he called it, made to order with Mystic Catering.
Well, we've mentioned it here before, but NOAA is predicting an above normal hurricane season this year with up to 19 named storms. As communities prepare for potential impact, we're turning to the experts of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers who serve on the front lines of disaster preparedness and response. Joining us this morning is Lieutenant Colonel Nate Weander, Deputy Commander of the New Orleans District at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And so just starting off first, for those who may not be aware, what role exactly does the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers play in emergency preparedness and also disaster relief?
So we play a fairly large role, and we have for a while. We're in our 250th year right now. So you've had a Corps of Engineers almost as long as you've had the Army, and just about a year longer than we've been a nation. So right now there's 44 districts worldwide. You know, your local Mobile district supports the area we're discussing. And each of those districts partners with local, state, and federal agencies to reduce risk and provide infrastructure and really get ready. So here for the local area in the New Orleans district, we say there's only 2 times a year. There's hurricane season and getting ready for the next hurricane season, getting as much work done as we can to be prepared.
That's exactly right. And I want to focus on you, too. How exactly did you get involved with the Corps of Engineers, and what are some of the efforts that you found yourself involved in?
Yeah, so I was originally from Nebraska. I used to be a surveyor and a highway inspector when I was in college. Realized, you know, the wars were ongoing at the time. So I talked to an ROTC recruiter and ended up joining the Army and did my first tour in Alaska, jumping out of airplanes, learning how to fight on skis. After that, I went to southern New Mexico and spent some time in the Armored Force. And that's really one of the great things about the Army and the Corps of Engineers specifically is we're such a broad profession. At that point, I knew that the Corps of Engineers was out there doing a lot of work, especially emergency management and preparedness work in the homeland, and I wanted to get involved. So I was able to get a job in the Albuquerque district, and first day on the job, I got a pickup truck and a set of plans, said, hey, there's a community that's likely to flood when the monsoon rains come. Get up there, get as much infrastructure as you can before the rains come and help those folks out. And I found that to be extremely rewarding. So as I've proceeded with my career, any opportunity I've been able to plug back into the Corps of Engineers, I've taken it. You know, this district has supported Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Francine, saltwater intrusion the last 2 years during the droughts. And then recently I was out in the LA wildfires, you know, helping with that recovery effort.
Well, thank you for your service, and thank you for your doing everything across really the Southeast and across the nation just to help out with some of these disasters. I hope we don't see you here anytime soon, but just for our viewers out there, what tips do you have to help them minimize their risk this storm season?
You know, in the Army, we talk a lot about readiness. Are you ready to execute your go-to-war mission tomorrow if called upon? And that's really how I look at emergency management. So I think I'd encourage your viewers to prepare now. Take a hard look, just have the supplies you need on hand. Do you have a good flashlight with batteries? Do you have an emergency radio and batteries for that if it takes them? Take a look. Maybe you want to get a big brick so you can recharge your phone or other devices if an event hits. And have a plan. It's always a good idea, especially living in a coastal area, to have a 2 or 3 day bag packed for every family member. If you have pets, take a look at the pets, and you do have to evacuate. Think about where you would go. Do you have family or friends in the area that you can take them to, or do you need to look at specific hotels that are pet friendly? And then stay informed. Stay tied in with your local news, the local recommendations, and know if political leaders ask you to evacuate, please do. Get out of harm's way, and then you can come back as soon as the system is passed.
Some great tips to keep in mind there. And what have you found that really surprises people on how Army soldiers like yourself are helping right here in our own community?
The Army does absolutely so much. So let's just talk about National Guard for a minute. You've got National Guardsmen and women, responding to the historic flooding in Texas. On the active duty side, Corps of Engineers, when Hurricane Helene hit last year, this district, along with several other districts across the nation, put senior leaders on the ground 36, 48 hours after landfall just to start making sense out of the situation and reduce human suffering. I was lucky enough to go out to the Los Angeles wildfires and spend 2 months out there. We had volunteers from across the Army Corps of Engineers, technical experts, leaders, that just moved into that chaotic situation and said, how can we reduce human suffering? How can we make this better and get people back to their everyday life? And that's extremely powerful. When you walk up to someone you've never met and say, hey, my team and I, we volunteered to be here, leave our families to come make this right, and we're gonna help fix this if you let us. It's extremely powerful and extremely rewarding profession.
And if our viewers wanted to learn more about the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, how could they go about doing so?
Yeah, I'd ask all your viewers to take a good look at goarmy.com. We've got 250 professions across the Army, as well as the Engineer Regiment, and opportunities for everyone. And then please take a look at your local district, Mobile District, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers website for the latest information on emergency management preparedness.
And as always, we'll have that information on our website, fox10tv.com, under the Studio 10 tab. But again, thank you so much for your service, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. Joe. Welcome back in. Summer is in full swing and mangoes are in season, so why not enjoy one today on National Mango Day?
The yellow fruit was first cultivated at least 5,000 years ago in India. Now there are more than 500 varieties across the world.
I didn't know that. So they have plenty of nutrients to offer, with one mango containing nearly 2.5 times more vitamin C than an orange.
Seriously?
Wow.
I didn't know that. We're learning a lot about mangoes today. Celebrate by eating a mango or making a mango dish. They're cutting them on the screen. You said you don't like to cut mangoes.
I hate cutting mangoes. They're hard. They have that tough skin. There's a certain way you have to do it. You have to do it like that cubed way to get them out. There's a skill to it.
But there is a reward once you get into that mango and that vitamin C.
There you go, more than orange.
All right, we've got more coming your way on Studio 10. Our 10 a.m. hour of the show is next. And I think they're working on a dish over there for you in the kitchen, too.
Oh, yes. Got to check out that and also that Bananas Foster. But we're going to have all the details on Mystic Catering on our website later on this afternoon on fox10tv.com under the Studio 10 tab. We'll be right back with more after this.